Hello everyone, my name is Amir Haji. Today I will be sharing my personal response to the forum discussion question on differentiated instruction. Before I begin, I want you to imagine this. In a single classroom, we have one student who learns quickly, another who struggles to keep up, one who loves to read, and another who can't sit still. If I, as a teacher, use just one method, who benefits? Maybe only a few, but many will be left behind. That is why this quote is so meaningful. It reminds us that education must adapt to the learner and not the other way around. In this presentation, I will explain differentiated instruction, discuss its four main components: readiness, interest, learning style, and learning environment. Share a classroom scenario and reflect on my own role as a future teacher. Differentiated instruction is about fairness, not sameness. Many people think fairness means treating every student the same way, but real fairness means giving each learner the support and challenge they personally need to succeed. If a student who is advanced feels bored, they lose motivation. But if a student who is struggling feels overwhelmed, they give up. Differentiation address both situations. It ensures that every learner, whether fast, slow, interested, or hesitant, has a meaningful pathway into the lesson. This philosophy is important because diversity in the reality of every classroom. No group of students is identical. Differentiation is the teacher's response to this reality. Defining differentiated instruction. So what exactly is differentiated instruction? It is a flexible teaching approach where the teacher adapts content, process, product, and environment to meet students' diverse needs. Content means what students learn. Process means how they learn. Product means how they show what they are learned. Environment refers to the classroom atmosphere. Differentiation does not mean creating 30 separate lesson plans. Instead, it means designing lessons that allow multiple entry point and outcome. It is about intentional planning, adjusting based on readiness, interest, and learning profile. First component, readiness. The first key component is readiness. Readiness means the current level of knowledge, skills, and understanding a student has before starting a new lesson. Imagine teaching essay writing. Some students already write fluently, others are still forming basic sentences. If I give them the same task, one will finish in 5 minutes while another struggle for entire period. This gap can lead to boredom, frustration, and disengagement. Readiness. How can I respond to readiness? I can use tired tasks where the difficulty of assignment is adjusted but the objectives stay the same. For example, one group write a simple descriptive paragraph using a word bank, while another group write a full essay with figurative language. I can also use scaffolding, providing sentences starter, outline, or graphic organizer to those who need more structure. Meanwhile, advanced students might be asked to mentor peers or take on extension tasks. By doing this, I ensure that all students work at the right challenge level. The second component is interest. Students are more motivated when learning connects to something. The second component is interest. Students are more motivated when learning connect to something they care about. If I ask the class to write, some will enjoy it if the topic is about football. Others, if it's about music, others about games or celebrities. When I allow them to choose, I immediately increase engagement. Interest makes learning meaningful because students see themselves in the task. How do I apply interest in classroom? I can use choice board where students select from different project options. For example, to demonstrate descriptive writing, one can describe a favorite sport, another a favorite holiday, another a favorite pet. I can also link lessons to current event or pop culture. If students are excited about a movie, why not let them analyze analyze it themes in English class? By integrating interest, I make sure students want to learn, not just have to learn. The third component is learning style. Although research suggests we should not label students strictly as visual or auditory, it is clear that students learn in different ways. Some prefer to see, and others prefer to hear. Also, others prefer to do. A differentiated teacher does not stick to one mode of instruction. Instead, they are, they are using multiple approach so that everyone can access the lesson. In practice, this means combining strategies. If I am teaching fractions, I could explain verbally for auditory learners, draw a diagrams for visual learners, and use pizza slice or blocks for kinesthetic learners. And if I am teaching English writing, I might brainstorm as group orally, show model essays visually, and let students write and act out dialogue physically. This variety ensures that students don't feel locked out of learning. Fourth component is learning environment. This refers to both the physical setup and the emotional climate of classroom. Students must feel safe, respect, and valued. Without this foundation, even the best differentiated strategy will fail. When students trust the environment, they are willing to take risks and share their work. As a teacher, I can build a positive environment by encouraging collaboration instead of competition, celebrating effort, not just achievement, allow flexible seating for a group and individual work, normalizing mistake as part of learning. When the environment is inclusive and supportive, students are more engaged and willing to try. Now, let me share a classroom scenario. I am teaching Form 2 English descriptive writing. The goal is for all students to produce a descriptive paragraph. For readiness, beginners receive word banks. Intermediate use writing frames, and advanced students write freely and give feedback. For entrance, students choose their own topics, pets, celebrities, favorite games, or favorite foods. Continuing the same lesson. For learning styles, I provide picture as visual prompts. Hold all brainstorming, discussion, and even allow a short outdoor observation so students can describe their surroundings. For learning environment, I empathize, respect, encourage peers' feedback, and assure them that mistakes are part of the process. Through these methods, all four components come alive in one lesson. As a future teacher, I see differentiated instruction as a philosophy of respect. It is not about lowering expectation, but about raising opportunity. Every student deserves to learn at their own pace and in their own way. I know that differentiation takes effort. It requires planning, flexibility, and sometimes try and error. But I committed to it because I want every student in my classroom to feel included and capable of success. To conclude, differentiated instruction is not just a teaching method, it is a mindset, a belief that diversity is strength, not a challenge. By focusing on readiness, interest, learning style, and learning environment, I can create a classroom that is inclusive, engaging, and fair. My personal goal is to keep learning, experimenting, and reflecting so that I can continue to grow as a teacher. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I hope it has given you insight into how I understand and plan to apply differentiated instruction in my future classroom.